Hey, dear ones, Katie Sutton here, intuitive channel and founder of Zen Within Academy and the New Earth Now School with your Zen Withins'day update. We are one day before Thanksgiving here in the States, and the energies are not ideal for Thanksgiving, I would say. I had a bunch of sessions yesterday, and the overarching theme was I feel a little overwhelmed and I have a lot of anger coming up, and I don't know how I'm going to be around family. So, if that is present for you, know that you are not alone. And when we get into these holidays, it's interesting because we have all these expectations. Our inner child might be very forward and wanting to play and wanting to be with family, but the adult self might be really tired and just wanting a break. And so there's a lot of push-pull energy. And we've got some energetic setup right now that's making emotions run really high as well. And so that's why I say it's maybe not ideal for us to be spending a lot of time with family at the moment. Everything happens for a reason, and everything that gets triggered is supposed to get triggered. So I wanted to share with you all a couple of tips that you can use over the next few days. And if you're not feeling any of this, then just scroll on. But I think it might be helpful to have a few tips as we go into the holidays here. The first thing that I want to just mention is that you are responsible for your capacity. And what I'm finding is that when we have holidays and we have things going on, our capacity is just really limited. We're already over capacity of what we can handle just because of all the added stress of cooking meals and family and all the things that are happening. And we can't control all of those variables, but what we can control are the internal variables that we need to hold space for that might be getting stirred up right now. And so if you have a bunch of emotions coming up, anger is very present in the field right now. So if you have a lot of anger coming up, then it's your responsibility to take the time to pull back. And I know you might have a lot of things that you need to do, but take 15 minutes, take 20 minutes to pull back and actually create some energetic space for these parts of you that are crying out for your attention, right? Because 95% of the conflict that we get into with other people is inner child conflict. It's actually our inner child coming forward, existing from a trauma place, existing from a wound, some kind of trigger. And that's when we have sparks that fly with other people. And then their inner child gets engaged, and then we have an argument. And so you have to care for those parts of your being. It's your responsibility. You are their parent now. When you were little, you had parents that ideally would nurture you and support you, but now you are the parent of that inner child, and you have to do what you need to do to create space for that inner child to have the tantrum, to let the emotions out, to scream it out, to cry it out, whatever they need to do. And once you do that, you re-regulate your nervous system, just like you did when you were a kid, and you increase your capacity. And when you increase your capacity, you can put up with more BS, right? That's really what it's all about. And this doesn't mean that you won't get triggered, but that hair trigger in terms of going right into the frustration or right into the reaction can be lessened if you are taking time to give yourself a break and to hold space for these feelings that you're having. But if you keep repressing the feelings and you keep pushing them down and you keep ignoring how you're feeling in your body and what emotions are present, then at some point, something is going to trigger them and you're going to get set off, right? Whether that's a crying in front of your whole family or yelling at somebody or whatever, right? You're the one who's in control of that capacity going into this holiday tomorrow. And so you have to take responsibility for that. And I know that life does not make this easy. I know that we have obligations, we have expectations, we have responsibilities, we have kids, we have all kinds of things going on that might keep us from being able to have the capacity that we need. And so you might need to break this up throughout the day. You take 5 minutes here, you take 5 minutes there, and you just start talking to the parts of you that are struggling. So I thought I would bring in just a quick little visualization and activation for you to help you to ground and to help you to hold space for these parts that might be triggered right now that might have some big emotions coming up. So if you're somewhere where it's safe for you to do, I invite you to close your eyes. If you can't do that, I just invite you to start to focus on your breath and maybe just soften your gaze. And you're just going to take some nice, big, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I like to purse my lip when I exhale, when I'm releasing stress. So I breathe in through the nose and I bring my lips together and blow it out forcefully. And just do that 5 or 6 more times, just breathing in and breathing out. And just keep breathing. And as you breathe, I want you to envision light pouring in through the inhale and stress going out through the exhale. And added bonus, if you can also, as you're breathing, focus on your connection to the earth. What I found yesterday when I was working with clients and they were telling me that they were really emotional and they were really overwhelmed and stressed out is that they were like little armadillos. They had tucked their energy field up and pulled their tail in and rolled into a little ball. And I understand that you might have that inclination to protect yourself when things are stressful. But the moment that you pull your energy field in like that, you limit the flow. And so, with your intention now, I want you to imagine opening your field up, like opening back up, unwinding yourself, unfurling your energetic tail, if you wish, if you will, and connecting into Mama Earth. And I like to imagine that my root chakra is just gently opening up and I am sending energy and light from that root chakra down into the earth and connecting with the center of the planet. And I'm breathing in her love and I'm breathing out my stress. And as I breathe out my stress, I also offer that to Mother Earth with gratitude. And I thank her for being able to transmute that for me when I'm in a place of overwhelm. And on the inhale, I breathe in her light and her unconditional love for me, and I let that flow through my whole body. And I'm also being guided to share with you all that there is a lot of beautiful support coming in. And so if you'd like to open up to that support, if you'd like to open up to that love, then imagine your crown opening up and just watch golden light just pouring down through your body. I'm envisioning these waves of golden light just coming in for all of us right now. And we're just going to breathe and we're going to receive. And then I want you, as you breathe and receive, to drop into an awareness of an emotion or something that is present for you today that might be challenging, that might be triggering. And see if you can imagine expanding your heart space so that there is more space for that hurt part, that sad part, that angry part to exist without shame or without guilt. And so sometimes I like to imagine that I am seated in an amphitheater and I have this whole big, huge open space for all of the parts of me. And some of them are on the stage, happily playing, and some are in the stands, just taking a moment just to be with whatever emotion is present for them. And however you want to visualize that, maybe you want to imagine that you're outside and you're just creating a lot of space for all of the emotions and all of the parts. Maybe you want to create a giant home for yourself in your mind's eye. Whatever you'd like to do, just create some sacred space for these parts that maybe you're not going to have a lot of space when you are cooking and cleaning and being with your family and doing all the things that you might love to do. But just see if you can create some more energetic space for these parts. And we're just going to breathe. We're just going to breathe and keep creating space. And there might be some emotion that wants to come to the surface. And if so, I just want you to allow that. Just allow that. And then as you breathe, just notice how the body feels. You might actually be noticing that you're tired. That's what I just noticed, that I'm a little tired. I'm tired from holding tight and doing all the things and going to the grocery store and doing all the chores, if you will. And if you're feeling exhausted, you can send that exhaustion into the earth too and make that an offering as well. And as you're drawing that golden light from above, you can also ask for energy and vitality. You can ask for anything that you need, really. And I'm also just getting the little nudge from my guides that we want to bring in the violet flame. If you've never worked with the violet flame before, it is here to transmute energy. Just like Mother Earth transmutes energy back to love, this violet flame can move around your energy field and through your body and really transmute anything that isn't yours or anything that's dense that needs to be returned to love. So if you have exhaustion, you have pain, you have maybe some emotions from other people that you're holding on to, just invite that violet flame in and let it just flow through your whole body. You can just visualize it as a beautiful violet light just traveling in and all around you. And if you have a house full of company and you're overwhelmed by that, and maybe maybe tension is high, then you can send that violet flame through your whole house. And maybe some people in your house that need a little clearing maybe their mood might shift. One of the things that I like to remind my clients is just because you're an empath and a sensitive person doesn't mean that you're not a strong person and doesn't mean that you can't shift the energy of the room. In fact, you have a superpower. If you use your intention and you focus your energy, you are a very powerful being and you can really shift the energy for good or for bad of the whole environment around you. And so part of doing these kinds of little energetic practices is just becoming more aware of your energy field and more aware of how you're impacting those around you and how they're impacting you, and starting to take empowered control of that. And so let's just bring in one more pulse of golden light from above, and let's bring in some silver light from below and just let that travel through your whole center channel. And then to seal this in, I want you to think of one thing that you are grateful for. It could be for this moment right here that you're taking time out for yourself. It could be for a family member. It could be really anything. And just let that gratitude fill your heart space up. And imagine sending that out into your energy field, opening that energy field up even further. And then I'm going to invite you to envision your crown chakra, which looks like a little energetic halo above your head. And I want you to set your crown chakra to a color that feels peaceful and calming. Your crown chakra is broadcasting signals to those around you of how you want to be interacted with. And if your crown chakra is a bright, angry red, guess what you're going to get back? So one of my favorite things to do when I go out into the world is to set my crown chakra to brown. Because when I set my crown chakra to brown, nothing really sticks to me and I can just blend in. But I also sometimes, if I want to connect with people, I like to set my crown chakra to a bright, sunny, joyful yellow. So you can play with this and you can see what happens in the energy field around you and in the people around you when you change this color. And so just take a couple of deep breaths. And if you had your eyes closed, just gently open them back up. So that took maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes at the most. And you might feel more calm. You might feel more settled. You can do this as many times as you need to throughout the day and throughout this holiday season, right? Because I know we get even more intense in December sometimes, lots of holidays, lots of travel, lots of stress. You guys, this is supposed to be a joyful time. So try to make the most of it. Try to be present. Try to be connected to those that you love. Really just try to drop in. And some of those things that you're worried about being perfect, the food, the house, all those things, they really don't matter. My best memories from my childhood were when things went crazy wrong. And I still laugh about some of those things today. I'm sure it wasn't funny for my parents. As a kid, I have joyful memories of the weird, wacky things that happened. So it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Got lots of exciting things coming up in the new year. And if you're in Charlotte, I have a slow flow yoga class and sound healing that's happening soon on December 2nd. So at Okra, you can find that on my website. And we're going to be launching our Peru trip that's going to be happening in May, the 9th through the 17th, in the next couple of days. So if you're interested in that, you can send me an email. You can get on the wait list for that, or you can just wait for it to pop on in my newsletter. All right. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.